Hey guys, Sean here. So today we're going to go over the Icebox changes. There's so many changes to this B site that I'm about to look at right now, and I think we've all been waiting for this. Without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into it, and I'm going to go over it in the order that I see it in the patch notes. So if you want to follow along, you're more than welcome to. All right, so kicking things off, let's enter this, long B area and just look at how different it is actually. So the way the devs have changed this is they've opened up this second entrance into long B, and this will be really attacker sided, because now instead of just being able to hold one line, you're now dealing with someone that can come out and, jiggle peek these angles, which is very different than this deep angle, right? And you can have the jet, updraft dash, omen TP. There's so many options, right? So this area has gotten way more attacker heavy. In addition to that, the devs have widened this and made it a little bit deeper, I believe. And the reason for that is because in the old version of Icebox, this peak felt terrible, especially in the post plant. It almost felt like you couldn't peek this angle because in Valorant, you get your vision from the center of your head. So peeking this close to a wall versus someone that far away from the wall isn't a good fight. So the devs kind of helped out a little bit by deepening this wall, and that allows you to at very least take these fights and get closer to an even fight. They've moved this yellow crate. It used to be, at a diagonal over here, and now they've made it kind of go straight towards Snowman, and they've added a second box. And I think this will do a lot for this map, both in the defense's hold of this site and the post plants for the attackers, because now you can even play in like a weird quirky spot like this in a post plant, right? Sure, it can get spammed out, but it gives you more options, and the more options you have, the more abilities that the defenders will likely have to use to retake, or the more risks they're going to have to take. So that the map is shifting now even more towards attacker sided on this B site. The next change they've made is they've opened this gap right here, right? So this gap now allows you to just feel like you're safe when you plant. You can plant and you can't get spammed from Snowman. You can't, I have to worry about there being a poison orb here and then a Viper Molly comes in and, we got to reset now. There's none of that in this version of Icebox. They've also shifted this window up here to the left. It used to be in the center. So that kind of makes it so that way this fight doesn't feel as awkward, There's not going to be this weird engagement where this person comes up right here and they're looking through this gap that was right here at some weird headshot angle. No, now it's just a fair fight in the open. So I really like these changes. In addition to that, the old Icebox, this spot was awful. There was so many different angles that you could be fought from this spot. There was this was open. Someone could peek you up top, to the right, and they could catch you on weird timings in these little nooks. So this is way better as far as competitive games go. Narrowing this area also makes it so that way, agents like Omen are viable. Now Omen can be played as a controller on Icebox, and he can smoke this. Brim can as well, Astra can as well. So every change they've made has allowed agent diversity to be a thing on Icebox again, and I think that's one of the biggest problems we had on this map. Going over here into Snowman, you can see they've actually put this wall here. And this favors the attackers again because it encourages you to want to push to Snowman. So say you're pushing Snowman, you spot that, you TP across, you are now in this aggressive angle. And in the past, you would be in this weird scenario again, just like backside B, where you could fight this door up top, and you're in this weird jiggle peek battle where you're just kind of trying to figure out where the person is, and then you extend. This is like you can actually settle into the game and have a plan, and it's not so random. So I like this. I like this a lot. It's a great change, and it encourages teams to push into Snowman for post plants, which is quite nice. Lastly, they've expanded the plant location. So now you can plant towards Snowman even more. In addition to that, you can actually plant right up on this line and get the spike into this halls. Let's keep going around into mid now. So this mid ramp, they've shifted it from the middle to the right, and they've also removed that weird like falling head glitch area that was over here, although you can still kind of do it like this. It's just a nice quality of life change, I believe, that Rito has here, and kind of makes fighting in mid a little bit more consistent, right? You know where to find the guy boiler. It's not so random. And gosh, one of my favorite changes is they have made it so that way this wall is lower, which then eliminates the little feet shooters that like to come on top of screens and shoot your feet when you're rotating way deep spawn. So that was a terrible angle, and that has been removed. They have removed the ability for attackers to jump up onto pipes right here, which is nice, because it created a lot of variance in these fights. Just too many angles to focus on for defenders. It kind of evens things out a little bit as far as that goes. They've added this box instead of the headshot angle, which is nice, again, because as attackers, there's not much in the post plant. And then defenders, you know, there's just not much to do when it comes to playing the site. That's why you see a lot of Jets get really aggro. They try to force the issue. This box, even though it won't provide a lot of cover, will allow a lot of cool things to happen. Like, for example, combined with the pipes change, someone might be able to be Omen and, you know, throw a one-way smoke right there. People aren't likely to peek down low. So then you could just take this fight and then, you know, TP out. So there's so many there's just so many changes that it's impossible to say how this is all gonna pan out. But it definitely seems like it's very attack-sided, right? So the last change, I believe, is the mid to B change. And this is the biggest reason why I think I'm overall trending this map is super attack-sided now, is because now when you come through mid, in the past, you would have to worry about straight ahead, top sight, this angle, and then as you came through, you would have to worry about this guy peeking you behind. There was like a little thing there, and you would have to worry about this, and it's just a mess. It's a mess to come through this as an attacker, and they've cleaned that up massively. So now when you come through, you know, it's just this that your crosshair placement is on, and then this, and then once it's there, you know, it's very quick and intuitive as an aimer into the game, and they've cleaned up the fights a lot throughout the entire map. These were some of my biggest problems with Icebox throughout my time of playing it, and I am stoked to play this new version of Icebox. I can't wait. So those are all of my thoughts on the map. I'm curious to know if you guys like these changes, if you would rather go back to the old version. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, stick around for my next video. Peace out, guys.